22 veterans a day commit suicide. It's a shocking and sad statistic on this day when we honor and celebrate our veterans. Tonight, a tri-state mother shares her story, hoping to spare another family the pain she feels.
He was a boy's boy.
Jody Merrill says her son Curtis Fike was an all-American kid. He grew up in Hamilton, played football for Baden, loved hunting and fishing.
This is my favorite.
Yeah. He was a good-looking guy.
He was just, oh gosh, just as sweet as he was good-looking, I'll tell you.
Right after graduation and 9/11, Curtis enlisted in the Marines, went off to boot camp in 2002.
So he was idealistic.
Yes, right. I'm going to save the world. I'm going to, go fight bad guys.
Jody says Kurt was so proud of being a Marine, but his third deployment to Iraq took a lot out of him.
There was a fire on the base from an RPG, and he basically saw two of his staff sergeants burn in front of him.
When Curtis came home for good in 2006, he was diagnosed with PTSD. It wasn't until he died that Jody learned he also had a traumatic brain injury.
What was he like when he came back?
He never laid down at night. I would hear him all night long walking through the house, in and out.
Curtis did find a job, bought a house, and did go for treatment at the Dayton VA. But Jody knew things were not right with him.
Most of his friends had gotten married and had kids, and he talked about, he just felt like he was so far behind everybody else.
It can be very hard for them, and what we find is that they isolate.
Kate Chard has studied PTSD for the VA for 20 years.
They feel like they're weak for having these symptoms, and they actually don't want their families to know because they think the family will be ashamed of them. And so we see that isolation becoming worse and worse and worse until they actually feel so hopeless.
The news came on January 3rd, 2012, 10 years after Curtis had proudly gone off to boot camp.
First sentence, this is so stupid.
Curtis Fike, the man who loved hunting, the Marines, and his family, shot himself with a shotgun.
There's times I wish it would have been me that morning and not him, so that he could have lived a long, healthy life and, got to hold his own babies.
Jody is angry at the VA for not doing more to treat Kurt. She says she would have done anything to help him. So many what-ifs, but all that remains are Kurt's final words.
He said he was sorry, and the last sentence of his note was, I love you all, and he said, Lord, have mercy on my soul.
Jody shared her story to save other families from going through the pain that she's endured. She also feels strongly that the VA needs a better mechanism for families to be able to help their veterans. Dr. Chard is director of the newly created UC Health Stress Center, which provides therapy for people with PTSD. That is one resource. We have others at WCPO.com.